Hello and welcome to Mountain Patriot Homestead. Recently, I had put a post over on my YouTube community site and asked the question of would you rather see a Depression era dessert, a cool summer side, or easy take along snack? Well, it was unanimous. Everyone wanted to see those easy to take along snacks, and I am supposing it is because it's summertime, everything's going on, there's so many activities, and those snacks come in handy when you're not ready to sit down for a meal. So I'm not going to only show you one snack today, but I am going to show you three easy take along snacks. So put on your apron and let's get started. This snack is for those salty and sweet lovers, or for those that have children that you need something fast, something easy, something you can take along no matter where you go, because this one really is an easy take along snack. It is as simple as a bag of chips, and this I'm using potato chips here. No particular brand, whatever your favorite brand, but I would suggest, just regular potato chips and not like sour cream and onions or something like that. But bag of chips, this is just a personal size. Cut the side out. The second ingredient, because this is only 2 ingredients, is whatever your favorite chocolate chips are. You just melt them and you're just going to pour that. I've been talking, and so it's not as melty as it should have been, but you can melt it, whether you melt it in the microwave if you're at home, or whether you melt it, you could lay a bag of chocolate chips on the dash of my truck right now and it would melt, and all I'd have to do is snip the corner out of it and pour it over whatever I wanted. But regardless, and again, this is not as pretty as it should have been because I was talking, and your chocolate, you got to use it pretty quick. Unless, if you want to add a little bit of shortening, I know a lot of folks don't like to use shortening, but if you use a little bit of shortening, it helps keep it thinner for a little longer. But regardless, this is one of those snacks that would work for adults because sometimes we kind of crave salty or sweet things. Would work for adults, but kids are going to get a bang out of this because, again, it can't get more easy or more simple. More easy is cutting out the side of a bag of chips, your favorite melted chocolate, and enjoy. Good stuff. Not bad. This next recipe is a recipe for spiced pecans. Now you can use this for almonds or whatever your favorite nut is, but this again is a very simple recipe and you can take it along as snacks to ball games, wherever, sitting around campfire, sitting on your recliner, wherever you're at. This is a good recipe, and I would say maybe a little bit healthier because, hey, we can call pecans healthy. It's a protein, so we'll go with that. Yeah, just nobody look real hard into that, okay? So I'm going to bring you a little closer so you can see what ingredients I'm using, and we'll get started. Here is all I need to make the spiced pecans. The first I have is 2.5 cups of pecans. Again, you could use almonds if you like those better, or whatever your favorite type of nuts are. And then I've got some spices here. This is sugar, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of, it says kosher salt, but I had the Himalayan pink salt, so that's what I used. And I've got a teaspoon of paprika. I have 1/2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. I've got 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin. I've got 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now, if you like yours a little hotter, you can add more. If you don't like it quite that spicy, you could cut back on it or take it out all together if that's your preference. Again, as I always say, it's your kitchen, your rules. If you want to change up to some other spices, hey, experiment. You know, it might turn out to be better than anything else that we could come up with. So whatever you like best, you use. And this last here is 1 large egg white, and it's at room temperature, the egg was. And then I beat it up and just until it's foamy. See, it's foamy. I'm not trying to make meringue. I'm just trying to get it all, beat up good. And here's how simple this recipe is. The first thing I do is I just put the egg white into the pecans. And I'm just wanting to coat these pecans with the egg white because this is what's going to make the stuff stick to it. Okay, just like that. Okay, make sure you get them completely covered, and that's all we're trying to do. See there? They're all shiny, so that must mean they're all covered, right? All right, so I've got that done. Now, to make this easier with these spices, you probably would have just put yours into a small bowl and then mixed them all up. But since I wanted to show you what it looked like, what the different spices were, I had laid them out on this. But I'm just going to mix them up together because I don't want big clumps of something in one spot. Just going to mix these all up together. Move this out of the way. And I'm just going to sprinkle this over this. There we go. And then I'm going to just mix this up and make sure that each one of these pecans gets some of that goodness on there because these are going to bake. And I think I may have said 400 degrees. That is wrong. I don't want to fry them. I want to bake them, and that is going to be at 325. 325. So if I said 400, I misspoke. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grease this. Now you may have your own method. You may use butter, you may use shortening, you can use lard. I just use some canned spray. And I am going to make sure again, those are all mixed up. Make sure they're all out of there. And I'm going to spread these out because you want each one of them to have their own room. Get them all good and spread out. See, they kind of try to hang together and bunch up, but we don't want that. We want them to all be able to get their own heat, and we're going to be stirring these every 10 minutes. I'm going to cook them for 30, but stirring them every 10 just to make sure that everybody's happy and getting their tan on. Okay, so again, make sure. Some of these just aren't cooperating, are they? Make sure these are spread out good, and we'll get them stuck in the oven. Okay? So 325, 30 minutes, stirring every 10. So let me get these in the oven. Alright, these have finished baking at 325 for 30 minutes. I have been stirring them every 10 minutes to make sure that they were all roasted and were continued to be spread out. And now I have them out on my little silicone mats. You could use wax paper, whatever you've got, but you want them to be able to lay out and cool, because you're not going to package these up until they are cooled. Now once these are packaged, you can take them and They make wonderful gifts. You could package them up and give them as gifts. What I've done around Christmas time is make a cinnamon sugar version of these. So these spiced versions, you could do that for any major holiday, or they would be delicious just for a snack of their own. So this is easy and simple to take along and semi-healthy. I wouldn't go as far as saying that they're a health food, but I will say that they're probably healthier than the potato chips and chocolate. But, still, that potato chips and chocolate is not a bad thing either. Okay, so here is one of the pecans. It's cooled off, and let's just give it a try. When I put, it never fails to surprise me, though I don't know why, but anytime I put cinnamon in something, I always think I'm going to get more of a cinnamon flavor. But that's really not true in a lot of recipes, especially when you combine it with such things as cumin and those type deals, those type spices deals. I'm getting more of the cumin. I would probably cut back a wee bit on the salt, but I'm not a big salt fan. I mean, I like salt. I don't want food bland, but I don't like things salty. And I think I would cut back a little bit on the salt, but you try it and see what you think. But I'm getting a lot of the cumin. I think I would increase the pepper because I do like pepper. So I think I would increase the cayenne, cut back on the salt, and maybe add just a little bit more of the sugar to kind of balance the cumin a little bit, if that makes any sense. But again, that is why our kitchens are the place for us cooks to experiment. So try it and see what you think. Adjust some of those spices. Try it with some of your own. And maybe closer to the holidays, we will try a cinnamon sugar. I know that my bunch loves those, and we'll give those a try. But try this, see what you think, and let me know down in the comments. And for the final snack, we are going to be using a fruit that is one of my favorites because it is so versatile, can be used as a sweetener itself, as well as being eaten as a fruit, and that is the date. I'm going to show you how to make stuffed dates that I believe that both adults and children will find appetizing. The ingredients for this are so simple. First of all, you'll need some pitted dates, and they will be found over in usually around the raisins, the prunes, that sort of thing. And they are just wonderful. If you've never used them as sweeteners in various cookies and things like that, they are wonderful for that because they are like nature's candy. They're just so sweet. But we have those. This is 3 ounces of cream cheese, and I've just kind of mixed it up until it almost resembles icing for a cake. And I've got powdered sugar, just takes 1/4 cup of that, and maybe 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of some type of zest, whether it's orange or lemon. I've got lime here, which is, I've got a lot of lime around the house right now because I'm kind of going through a lime phase. So use what you have, and this is what I have. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take, now you can buy cream cheese that's already whipped up, but all I did with mine is I brought it to room temperature, just mixed it up for just a few seconds, and you see that it is definitely to the almost frosting stage, which makes it just extremely easy to mix. And so That's all I'm going to do is just, and I'll say that and watch, it won't be extremely easy to mix because it's all going to stick to my spatula, but really, it's not difficult. It's just difficult when you're trying to do it on camera and you want everything to look perfect and there to be no mess. But if you've ever joined me in my kitchen, you know, either one of those things are rare, because I do make a mess and rarely do things go perfectly. There may be burnt things and there may be uh-ohs, but you know, we just keep rolling with it and see what we can come up with. So see, after less than probably 30 seconds, it just has mixed up wonderfully. So I don't really have a zester, I guess. This is an item that I have, and do y'all have you ever used one of these? I love these for peeling potatoes and squash and that sort of thing. Oh, they just do so wonderful. And I'm just grating along here, just getting a little bit of that. I don't know if you can even see it or not, but it's just real fine, the zest of that. Now don't get down in that white part, because that is nasty. If you get down that white part, it's bitter, right? Or, you know, if you like it, go for it, but I don't like the white part. And you could also squeeze a little bit of the juice in there, but if you do that, it is going to make it a little more soupy. And you really don't want this to be soupy because you want your mixture to stay inside the dates. Sorry if I'm sitting here hitting the camera as I do this. I'm trying not to, but again, you know, we roll with it. If it looks like I'm in the middle of an earthquake, I'm really not. So, all right. So there is that, and this is just going to give it a tiny bit of a citrus flavor. You know, you really, if it was different time of the year and you wanted to go with a, I don't know, more of a cinnamon type flavors, or you know, just whatever is your favorite flavoring, you know, you could put that in here and it's going to be good. Now if yours comes out too thin, if maybe you did add some juice and it come out too thin, you can put this in the refrigerator and it will thicken up just a little bit. Now the next thing you're going to do here, just make a little slit. Don't make a little slit in your finger, but make a little slit. Just going to pull that end off of that one. Make a little slit in your date. And I'm just going to take this little butter knife here and just going to put that right in there. You know, just kind of stuff it in there. Just like that. Now, you can come back if you want and just kind of roll it in some powdered sugar. Pardon my fingers, I'm getting it all over the place. But you could roll it in some powdered sugar, just like that. Set it out on a mat and just keep adding to them. Just keep repeating it. Just a little slit. Like I said, don't slit your finger. That's no fun, like I almost did. Do as I do. Do as I say, not as I do. And just add a little bit. The stuff that's dropping down in here is off of the fruit itself. It's not something falling off the ceiling or anything, so don't get excited. Okay. Just, you know, and you don't have to roll them in the powdered sugar, because I'm telling you, those are very, very sweet just on their own, but you don't have to do all of that. If you want to change it up and have a little bit of savory, you can put some bacon in your cream cheese frosting. I say cream cheese frosting, that's basically what this is. You can put bacon in there with it and add a little bit of that bacony flavor if you're so inclined. Again, your kitchen, your rules, do whatever makes you happy. But we can continue on with this, but I think you've got the gist of it, of exactly how we make these. Super simple, super easy. Now these will be a little messy, so make sure that you take a lot of paper towels or wet wipes or something with you to clean up, because these will be a little bit messier than, say, a banana. Just so you know. You know, the best part of doing these videos, especially the cooking ones, is when there is a mix-up or a mess-up or some type of distraction that goes on when you're trying to do a taste test for one of these, you get to redo it. So, even though that I've tasted this already, I'm just going to let you know again, these are edible, and from my first test, it tastes like a key lime pie because it's got the sweetness of the date and of the powdered sugar, and then the creaminess and sweetness from the cream cheese. But then it's also got that lime zest flavor. So it really does taste a lot like a little bite of key lime pie. It's really good. Let me try it again just to make sure that it's really good. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's really good. What are my favorite? What's my favorite out of the three today? Let's see, we had the chocolate covered potato chips, and then we had well, what was the other one we had? I forgot, because this is so good. I just went blank. I forgot what else we had. But I'm telling you, out of the three things that we had today, oh, that was the pecans. That was the other thing, the spicy pecans, which were good. But, oh, and that brings a thought to mind. I bet that sticking one of those pecans in with the cream cheese goodness stuff going on in that date would also be good, because that would add a little bit of spiciness. So you can kind of mix and match this stuff. But I think out of the three, I'm just a date lover, so I think out of the three, I really like this last one. I think I like the dates the best. They all three are good. They're all three have their own audience, I'm sure. But all three of these are kid friendly. The last one, again, make sure you have some wet wipes, because it is sticky, it's gonna make a mess, but it's also one because there's no cooking involved. You can let the kids help make this. All you gotta do is cut open the dates and let them go for it. And maybe have some different sides, different sides. Let them roll them in nuts, let them roll them in powdered sugar, let them roll them in sprinkles, whatever makes them happy, and let them try that. I think, again, that would be a good project. Sorry, the driveway alarm went off right in the middle of all that, but I do believe that it would make a wonderful dessert, or I say dessert, it is a dessert, but it would be a great snack, especially if the kids are having sleepovers. And I say kids, it would be good for grown-ups too. Gather around a table and everybody make their own dates. But anyway, I hope that you try these and let me know if you like them. And let me know down in the comments if there's something else that you would like us to cook or not cook, have a no cook, just whatever you would like to see us do in the kitchen. I know that sometimes I don't do the whole step by step and take you along and make 2-hour-long video over how to whip up something, because there's a lot of it that really I really don't know if you want to see all of that. let me know down in the video what you think about these type of videos. Do you want more details, or are these working for you? But let me know. But I'm going to say I love y'all, and I do hope you come back, but don't leave without watching this last little bonus part right at the end. I do love y'all, and I do hope you come back. We'll talk to you again real soon. Mountain Patriot Homestead, signing out. Okay, last little note. If you've been watching me very long, you know that yes, I can be odd about some things, but when it comes to my food, I'm not afraid to experiment. Now, my husband, on the other hand, is one, he has those things that he likes, and he doesn't want to veer outside of that lane. However, I got to thinking of, I wonder how the pecans would taste with some of the chocolate front, because we were talking salty and sweet, and I thought, wonder how the saltiness of the pecans would go with some of that melted chocolate. So I thought I would give it a try. I think I like the pecans better that way. Yeah, because that saltiness that was there is totally cut by the chocolate. So yeah, I've got to get out of this house and get away from this stuff, because I could see myself eating entirely too much of that. Because, again, experiment in your kitchen. You never know when you're going to find something that might be too good to resist.